Lots of people talk about digital bases, they talk about smart cities. But to do that, you need a digital backbone to exploit it effectively. I'm Group Captain Blythe Crawford. I'm the Station Commander here at Royal Air Force Leaming. Whilst the Air Force is divided into multiple groups that all have specific functions, we have 90 signals units, so 900 comms engineers who look after our networks and our deployed nodes for our cybersecurity. We have number 2 Force Protection Wing, and we also have a reservist general duties unit that brings in reservists from all sorts of backgrounds to the Leaming environment.
I'm Group Captain Martin Brocky and I'm Commanding Officer of 90 Signals Unit. The 90 Signals Unit is responsible for providing the Air Force with the freedom of action and mission assurance it needs in cyberspace to enable it to deliver air and space power on behalf of the nation.
The challenge that we have is we're trying to run a 5th generation Air Force with some 1990s processes and technologies. What we want to do here, particularly at Leaming, is to unleash and empower and enable our people to maximise their full potential and create the next generation Air Force. And to do that, we decided to set up RAF Experimental as an innovation hub to allow people to innovate at the edge and realise some of those ambitions in terms of developing those technologies and capabilities.
Digital transformation is really important for the RAF because the world is changing really quickly. So it's not just about what we're doing inside the RAF, it's how we're responding to what's going on outside.
When 90 Signals Unit was formed, we took a number of disparate organisations together to form a larger organisation of about 1,000 people.
The way we think about technology, how we exploit it, is one part of it, but it's also understanding how it fits into that wider context. And we need to be able to move rapidly, to be agile to respond to that.
So we've got the cyber defence. We also have the arm that deploys the expeditionary arm to go deploy, deliver the information services overseas. And then we've also got a number of central functions we deliver for the Air Force. We also do application exploitation.
One of the areas we want to focus on is how do we digitise many of our processes and practices right across the station, experiment with them here before then scaling them across the rest of the service.
One of the things we've been trying to do at 90 Signals Unit is drive innovation to that sector of how do we exploit the freely available technology now in the commercial sector and bring it into a military context with a project called Raven. Project Raven is something the team here started about 3 years ago, based on 3 principles: policy, a laser focus on delivering the information services actually needed, the unattainable full operating capability.
You can put Raven on anything, any sort of hardware. It's essentially a bare metal hypervisor with a series of virtualized routers, switches, servers, delivering different task-specific services.
Raven has been able to be designed, accredited and fielded in a number of months to meet those urgent requirements.
You're pooling your best guys together rather than separating them and keeping all that skill set in a central location where it's usable everywhere rather than just a specific location.
The Raven team, with what they've done with their innovation, has proven that actually we have the talent within the Royal Air Force and within wider defence. We're now looking at how do we bring that into service potentially.
One of the things that we've discovered through the innovation process is that collaboration is more important than competition. We're still very much a paper-driven organisation when everybody else has gone digital. So how do we accelerate that, and how do we leapfrog from being a technological laggard to actually being at the cutting edge of that?
Partnerships are really important when it comes to digital transformation because we not only need to access the technology that's out there in the world that's developing, but we need to access the skills as well.
We're looking more to partner with some smaller companies, with academia, with startups.
Our civilian partners within defence, contractors, and then the companies with which we work. That whole ecosystem is really important.
To working in partnership with somebody all the way through the development process, so as we get the product that we want at the end of the day, and they get a better understanding of how they can interact with defence and wider government.
The future for the Air Force is continuing that trend, clearly, but exploiting the digital environment to making sure we are digitalised as we can be.
I've talked a lot about technology. It is the people who are going to both deliver that and develop it for the next generation Air Force. So that future Air Force is still going to be people-centric.
We need to be looking ahead to see what's coming, what new technology is available, and how do we exploit the latest technologies or latest digital ways of working to enable us to be that modern Air Force that we need to be for the United Kingdom.
It's going to be one that's informed by data, connected, collaborative, and it's going to be one where we have an optimal performance of individuals, where we have optimized human-machine teaming, and where we are using both machines and AI and ML to best effect to deliver information to inform our decision makers to make decisions more efficiently, more effectively, and safer than we did before.